But what Missouri has essentially done is been a follower. The Missouri state government has followed the lead of the federal government and the lead of the wrong states. We've become more bureaucratic, more restrictive on business, more oppressive in the ability of businesses to function. Just to give you a statistic. On every measure of business-friendly environment, Missouri ranks near the bottom of the 50 states. Somewhere at 38 or 40 or 42, depending on how they rate them. But consistently near the bottom. Well, how did we get there? Well, we followed the wrong states. We followed states like California, New York, New Jersey, and Michigan, to name a few, in their models. What are the core elements of those flawed models? One, high taxes on businesses and personal income. The highest personal income and business taxes in the country are in New Jersey. Take a wild guess over the past 10 years, what state has seen the most businesses leave it? New Jersey. And they have chronic budget crises. California, another example. Highly restrictive business environment, massive regulatory burden, massive tax burden. When was the last time you heard California being anything other than a basket case? And the shocking thing about California is they've got the money. California, if you cut it off the U.S. and set it in the ocean by itself, would be approximately the world's 10th largest economy. By itself. And it cannot function. It cannot pay its cops or firefighters without your money being transferred from Washington to California every single year. They live on federal stimulus. Why? Because they're so hostile to business. They kill incentives, they tax, they regulate businesses nearly out of existence. I'll give you another example. Another state whose model we follow too carefully is Michigan's. Now, Michigan is the most unionized state in the country. Unions have had a powerful role in Michigan and in controlling their economy for decades. Guess what state in the country now has the highest unemployment rate in the nation? And the jobs they have, by and large, are very low-paying jobs. There are a handful of auto jobs left, but most of those have moved where? To the Deep South, where the companies have a freer hand to operate. But what I'm telling you is, just look at where the money has moved. And we don't have to look far down here, do we? I mean, every time I come to southeast Missouri, I hear stories of businessmen who want to do business here, but just can't because of the regulatory environment and other restrictions, and so they go across the line into Arkansas. And in Kansas City, I hear the same story about Kansas. They go across the line into Kansas. Doctors, businessmen, a host of other folks who we like here. And, you know, except for Illinois, which is far worse than we are, almost all of our border states are drawing people away. Well, what's a better model? Well, a better model, I'll give you an example, is Tennessee. In about 1972, Tennessee and Missouri's economies were almost exactly the same size. We had almost exactly the same rate of industrialization, almost the exact same poverty rate. But Tennessee went a route of low regulation, no income tax, right to work, and a number of other business-friendly policies. Well, where are we in 2010? Their economy is much bigger than ours. Their industrial base is bigger. Their economy is growing jobs. We are losing jobs. Business shrinks in Missouri and is growing there. They have no more natural resources than we have. They have fewer. And yet, just that difference shows you the environment. That's how we got to where we are. We got to where we, and I don't mean to be a pessimist, because here's the upside to how we got to where we are. Everything that got us here were the result of conscious decisions by people.